So, linking up with the energy of prosperity is allowing yourself to really be provided for by God, by the universe, by your surroundings, by the people around you. Allowing yourself to really receive different forms of energy, whether that come in financial energy or a romantic energy or a friendship energy or a opportunities coming in for you to receive more excitement, more passion, more fulfillment in your life, things that really drive you, things that really excite you, things that really get you feeling intensely about life, intensely in the sense that you enjoy life. There was this idea of learning how to remove yourself from debt. And debt is not only financially, debt is an obligation or a feeling of obligation to certain cultures, certain religious beliefs, certain ideologies, certain family dynamics. And all of these things are things that are not serving to you, things that actually get you feeling like you're, again, obligated, but obligated in a way that it's disempowering. It takes away your energy. It takes away your feeling of being able to pursue what it is that you really feel strongly excited about. So removing yourself and freeing yourself from debt would allow you to really experience and embody this energy of prosperity flow into your life, because prosperity doesn't have depth within it. They're two different opposite energies. So this past week, I was kept getting these images of seeing old timelines, old habits, old behaviors, old things that would come in to try to take hold. And these are like depths. What I was being shown was that these are depths of the past, because there was this obligation of feeling like the past self, the past way that the self used to operate, used to think, used to behave. And this could be months ago, years ago, decades ago, but like these reminders that there was a life that is not you. It is not you at all. This is a detached person. This is some other individuals living in another reality, and probably is continuing to live in that reality, but you've detached yourself from that. And that's the truth. And within that, there was these depths I was seeing from the past trying to come into the present to see whether or not you would like take the bait. And you're like, no, why would I do that? Like, why would I do that? And that was you beginning to really live in prosperity. So you may have been seeing some of this stuff possibly coming out, things of the past. This could be past people, maybe people that hurt you, people that betrayed you, people that didn't follow through with some kind of expectations that you may have had. And this could have been self-imposed. If they were expectations that you had that someone should do something or perform in a certain way, which they weren't actually able to show up in your life as, then it was kind of like a self-inflicted type of wounding, right? Because you're trying to get someone to perform in a way that they weren't able to perform at. And that's just something that we can't rely on another individual to really create our own stability. So all the stuff from the past, whatever that stuff was, and this could be also past events, things that you had picked up, maybe jobs you had picked up, or different kind of things that you thought were going to bring you some sense of abundance or fulfillment or excitement in your life. You took it on and you realized that, oh my God, this thing is just a burden, right? And you're like, oh, this is not what I signed up for, or not what I intended to sign up for. Like things like that were like these things of the past, but everything was meant to serve a lesson to become the person who you are today. And it's not required for you to have to learn more hard lessons. Like you don't have to learn hard lessons. But without the understanding and the knowledge that you don't have to learn hard lessons, then there may be a lot of hard lessons that have to be learned, because you may be operating under a paradigm of other people's beliefs, other people's ideas, other people's conceptions, other people's conditioning that you were conditioned into. And you had these feelings of you had to maybe work hard for receiving a certain level of love from people, or acceptance, or finances, or even a self-image. Like maybe you had to do a certain kind of work in order for you to feel good about yourself, or accomplished, or fulfilled, or whatever the case may be. And while there is a understanding that doing good work, adding good to the world, like empowering people, empowering the surroundings, the earth, giving back, is going to lead you to have a more empowered life. If you have the expectation that you must do this, otherwise you're not worthy, or you're not capable, or you're not achieving, or you're not successful, or you're not fulfilling some kind of obligation, you can paint yourself into a place where it's like you just don't feel like you're adequate or operating at a level which you should operate at. And that could also be a self-inflicting type of habit and behavior that is not serving to you. So all of this stuff, it's coming up, but this is like stuff from the past is what I'm hearing or feeling. And if this is something that is kind of like playing in your reality right now, just understand that this stuff is something that you don't have to deal with. Like, you don't have to deal with this. So if you have reoccurring thoughts, reoccurring ideas, frustrations, sadness, shame, guilt, remorse, anger, resentment, all that stuff from the past, and it's trying to keep on coming to your life today, you can clear that out at any moment. And you may need to do it multiple times, maybe multiple times through the day, multiple times through the week, through the month, whatever the case may be. But you'll understand that at a certain point, you don't have to choose to allow these thoughts to come into your life and you to relive them, emotionally experience them. So that's the past, right? You have no obligation to them. You owe them no debt. And that's what this idea of debt was coming back. Whenever you take a thought from the past that isn't serving you and you play it and you relive those emotions, it's like you're obligated, or something within you is like feeling like it's obligated to have to pay energy to this thing that doesn't serve you, first off. But no one in the world can force you to think the thoughts that you're thinking, or believe the beliefs that you're believing, or to re-experience the things of the past. No one can do that. So coming to the place that you realize that you are free from any kind of past debts, any kind of past experiences. And this could be helpful to ensure that you are adding more positivity to life. What I'm hearing is, like, if there is some kind of things that you may have done in your past that you're not proud of, or you're kind of feeling like, oh my God, like there's some kind of energetic compensation that must be paid for every kind of action. There is a equal or opposite reaction. So there's no getting around the things that we do in life, and how the way we treat other people, the way we treat ourselves, and the way we put out this energy to the world. So if we put out harm and negativity to the world, and spite and frustration and rage and all that stuff, then we're going to have to deal with that in some type of compensative way. But by adding more value to the world, adding more good to the world, adding more positivity to the world, uplifting other people, inspiring other people, and raising our own consciousness through our diet, through our exercise, through our renewing of our belief systems, letting go of scarcity mindset, poverty mindset, lack mindset, all of that stuff. And I'm really tapping into feeling I am an individual who is here for a purpose, a divine purpose, whatever that purpose may be, and living every single day to make sure that you do clear out any of the stuff that you had done. What I'm kind of hearing is that there was some kind of like spirit, like a unseen energetic court that was held for the things that we do all the time. From this day and in the future, for the rest of your life, for the rest of existence, and here on after, there will always be this energetic recourse for the things that we do, whether that be good or bad. So if we do bad things, we're going to have the consequences of those bad things, and we're going to have this energetic repayment, and we're going to pay through feelings of suffering, of sadness, of sorrow, of guilt, of remorse, of shame, all that stuff, right? But then we'll also get the benefits of adding good into the world, and reap the benefits of happiness and excitement and exhilaration and fulfillment, and feeling like you're contributive, and feeling that you have purpose, and feeling that you are on a path of enlightenment, of excitement, of invigoration, that prosperity and money and wealth and happiness and good relationships and praise and achievement and recognition and all that stuff come to you because it's meant to come to you, because you're meant to be someone who's in alignment with this energy of of excitement, of fulfillment, of prosperity. And being able to clear up the wreckage of our past, the things that we've done that weren't in the highest order of the universe, clearing all that stuff out and then adding good to the world is going to allow ourselves to become on a vibrational match to this prosperity, on an energetic match to this prosperity. And we're going to be able to receive it a lot quicker, a lot quicker, a lot quicker. This isn't a metaphysical concept. It can be classified as a metaphysical concept, but this is a quantum concept that has been studied by science, that our energy, our minds, our thoughts affect matter and form matter in a specific way. And whether or not we consciously know this law, it's gonna work regardless. And we manifest what it is that we put out. Whether or not our manifestations were due to bad conditioning that we had from people of our past who taught us a certain way, to believe a certain way, act a certain way, show up in the world a certain way, and we're holding these beliefs and we're putting this energy out into the world because we're taught to do this, and then it's not really for the greater good, we're still going to get the consequences of that. And at some point we have to understand that we are the creators of our reality, that we have the choice of our actions. We have sovereignty over our lives, and then everything that we do is going to have a consequence, whether that be good or bad. So we can get to ourselves to a point that we are actually of value. We always are of value, but we can do some pretty intense stuff that will make us feel pretty undervalued and incapable, insufficient, and all that other stuff. But all of that stuff is just a perspective, and depending how far you dug yourself into the hole, it may take a while for you to get out of it. But it doesn't have to take forever, or it doesn't have to be impossible. It doesn't have to be something that is. What I'm hearing is like, usually it's like within a 1 to 3 year time frame for very, very, very severe cases. But for most individuals, the average people, this is like a 2 to 6 months time period of actually doing good, adding good back to the world, that you'll be able to really allow yourself to experience the flow of prosperity into your life. And then again, this requires you to choose different thought patterns, different behaviors, different ideas, associate with different kinds of people that think different ways that really bring abundance into their lives, where they give generously, they contribute generously, they show up in the world in a way that they are caring and considerate and loving. They're not filled with very difficult belief systems where they have to like work very hard to receive what it is that they're receiving. And you'll know for a fact as you start in like raising your understanding of what you're able to achieve in this life and what you're really worth, But again, worth is gonna be, if you've done a lot of terrible shit, yeah, you're not gonna feel like you're really worth that much, because it's a reflection of you. That's the thing. Again, it's like what you put out is what you get back. If you do things that are horrible and treat people in a terrible way, then you're not going to feel good about yourself, because and you can try to convince yourself that you're good, or you can try to convince yourself that, oh, whatever. But it's not like that, because you're not going to be actually genuinely resonant with the vibration of prosperity, of good, of taking care, of nurturing, of helping, of being in a aligned place where you're genuinely being magnetic to opportunities and happiness and wealth and excitement and contentment and fulfillment and deservability and worth. And worth is that thing. Again, it's like we're worth what we put out. We're worth our actions. We're worth our behaviors. And this is more than just the actual physical acts of us doing certain things. While doing certain things and seeing the fruits of the actions that we take will help us to increase our belief within ourselves. So like, again, if you go exercise regularly and you start losing weight, you're going to see the reaction of your actions, right? You're going to start seeing yourself losing weight, and you're going to be like, oh my God, like this is great. And you're going to see the actions, and the actions are almost going to become a form of beliefs that recompound into yourself of your worth in that sense. But just like saying that you are you're worthy of some things without actually taking the proper actions, you're not going to actually feel the results from it. And this is really important because it's necessary for you to really choose who you are around at this time, because being around certain people are going to allow you or lead your mind down a path where you start seeking specific actions. And these actions can be either detrimental to you or they can be serving to you. People around you, your influences, are going to recommend certain things that could be very harmful to you or very healing to you, very empowering to you, very uplifting to you. So you have to choose very wisely. Don't go and seek out camaraderie in the wrong places. Not all friendships or people that you call your friends are actually people that you need to have in your life. So this may even be a call to really evaluate which friends that you have in your life or people that you have in your life are actually genuinely there for your benefit. They're actually there genuinely for your support. Aren't you leading you down a path of debauchery, right? A path of debauchery and all this like toxic behaviors and toxic patterns and like just so much, I don't know, filth is the word that's coming through. And don't surround yourself with filthy people, no matter what they have. Like, this is like also a call to really see a person for what is within them, regardless of the amount of material things they have or the lack of material things they have, the amount of money they have or the lack of money they have, or the status they have or the lack of status they have. See the person for who they are within themselves, who they show up in this world as. Not everyone is looking for the same things in this world, but when you find whatever it is that you're looking for, like if there's certain people, if you're looking for people who have a certain physical image or a certain financial image or a certain relationship image or a certain status, there's going to be people in every one of those facets that will be on the higher end of the spectrum and the lower end of the spectrum. So not all people who have the best finances are great people, and not all the people who have the best bodies are the best people, right? But there are people who have great bodies who are great people, and there are people who have amazing finances that are amazing people. There are people who have also like relationships too. Don't get caught up in the illusion of relationships. There could be people out there who have this illusion of like having the perfect relationship, but they might not have the perfect relationship. You have to really get to know like the people involved in the relationship. Like, what's the dynamic? Are they actually showing up in the world where they're giving back in a positive way? Are they actually adding to the vibration of life? Or are they doing like this very debaucherous things, right? And know who it is that you aspire to be like. Know who it is that really adds positivity to the world. There's a level of protection that's coming in for you right now if you remain in alignment with the truth of you adding back to the world, giving back to the world, nurturing the world in whatever way that is, whatever calling you have, whatever contribution, whatever kind of contribution you could be called to get involved into some kind of local communities or online communities. Add some kind of add your energy to some kind of organization that uplifts, renews the world in many different ways. This could be like on a physical sense, like repairing the land, planting trees, planting plants, picking up trash. This could be like in a hospital situation, maybe working with people in hospice or helping out even like the needy or the homeless. This could be giving things to underprivileged people. There's a lot of ways this can show up, right? And you're going to be called to do it in many, many, many different ways. But there's so many different opportunities out there. It's like start seeking the opportunities and start becoming active in these things. It's not always about giving your finances. It's not always about giving your time. It's about whatever you have the ability to do right now. If you have more time or if you have more finances, then start giving that, right? And start giving it from a way where it's like you're doing it from a place of knowing that you're giving back to the world, because this is going to open up the flow of abundance into your life, because abundance doesn't have lack within it. It doesn't have the, oh, well, I can't do this. I can't give my time. I can't give my finances. I can't give my energy. Because if you live in that way, then it's really allowing yourself to become closed off to the flow of what's really capable, because you'll see that the more that you give, the more that you'll be able to receive, because you can be entrusted with the things that you receive, because it knows that it's going to be able to go for good purposes. So work with what you have right now, and as you work with what you have right now, understand that the law of the universe is that more will come to you. It will be attracted to you magnetically. Invest what you have and then give to those who you feel called to give to in whatever ways that is, whether it be back to the earth or to other people or to animals, whatever the case may be. But give back, provide a service, provide value to the world, and without the expectation of getting anything in the back end. This is not a job. This is not like, oh, I'm going to go do this because I expect something in return. No, 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 no. You're going to get stuff in return because that's just the law of it. But don't do it from a place of selfishness or self-seeking. It's like you're doing it from a place of, it's almost like a feeling of duty. A duty of, in order for you to receive, you have to give. And the more you give, the more you receive. And it's like, this is like allowing yourself to feel and live in the energy of flow, the energy of abundance, the energy of attracting like a magnet. You're attracting things into your life right now. Fantastic. So many powerful ways. You're magnetic right now. As you live in this energy, you're going to become magnetic. You're going to see people who just look at you. They don't understand even who you are, what you've been through, or where you've come from. But there's going to be something that compels certain people to you, or at least them interested in you. Whenever you walk into a room, whenever you walk into some kind of organization, whenever you show up in a way, there's something about you that really calls to this level of authority that you have, but authority in a way that is from a place of divinity. It's like you have a divine authority about you because you're here to do very powerful things in this world, add a lot of value to this world. And this requires you to be free, again, from debt. No debt, like you're debt free. And you may already be debt free. Like I'm debt free in many ways, right? But this idea of what I was seeing, the ideas or the identity of the past, like coming back through, because we all work through different things in our lives, and there's always things that like I'll work through in my life that I realize that, oh, okay, cool, I got rid of this, but then something else comes up and like, okay, I get something else to work through. So as we work through these things, as new things come up, and then we're like, okay, this is something I can work through, and you can release it. It's not about staying in the process of always having to fix something or repair something or heal from something. That's not it. Like, that's not it, because then you'll spend your whole life having to recover. It's like, Jesus Christ, when does it end? It'll never end if you keep on trying to fix things. But just entrust that whenever things come up, you'll work at fixing them, but your focus doesn't all have to go on fixing them. By fixing them, you can really do that by just, again, adding positivity to the world, doing better, doing more, adding more value to the world. So that way, that when you go to sleep at night, it's like you added good to the world in whatever way that was, to whatever extent that was. Start small. Don't feel like you have to do this big, elaborate thing in order for you to feel like you're actually contributing. Contributions can be in such a small way, like such a small way. So start with where you can. Start with where you are, and understand that it's going to expand over time. It's like developing a muscle, and the more you develop this muscle, the more you practice this muscle, the better you're going to get at it. The better you're going to get at it, the more you're going to get from it, and the more other people are going to get from it, because everyone's going to benefit from this, because that's the energy that you're tapping into. You're prosperous. You're free from debt. You don't owe anybody anything. And that's another thing. There will be people that may try to come in. This is not always the case, but just know that if someone tries to come in and ask you for certain things, you're not obligated to give anything to anyone unless you feel called to. So this is something you can connect to God with and be like, God, is this resonant with me? Is this obligation that someone maybe wants me to do or commit to? Is this resonant with me? And maybe it is, and then you do it. But maybe it isn't. And if it isn't, then that's okay. Never feel obligated to do something. Never make someone try to guilt trip you or make you feel like you have to do something or you should do something for them because of X, Y, Z. You've known them for so long, or they're family or this or that, the other. If it's right to do so, you will know and you will be inspired to do so. And if it's wrong to do so, then you won't do it and you're not obligated to do it. Understand that the only person that you have to answer to is God, right? Because that's where all the abundance comes from. And then maybe that would be the best suggestion for them is like, hey, look, get good with God. Then you can go create whatever it is that you need or whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you think you can get from me, you can get for yourself because your connection with God, like I can't give you anything that God can't give you, right? That's the biggest thing. It's like you're coming to me for these things because you feel that you're either entitled to them and I should give them to you or whatever. But it's like I'm getting these things from God. So why don't you just go straight to the source yourself and then get all the stuff from God, and then we can kind of cut the middleman out, right? And this is the beautiful thing. It's like teaching people how to fish. This is where you're at. You're teaching people how to fish, going directly to the source, so that we can receive all this abundance and prosperity from the universe and apply it into your life. Bring the intangible into the tangible waking field, the waking life. And then as you go through this process, you're going to be able to really allow yourself to feel what it is to live in wealth, live in prosperity, live in abundance, where you don't have any debts to anybody. And then debt is not something that is even resonant with you. You'll like sidestep, sweep. You're like protected from that. You'll not even have that a part of your conscious experience. It's so foreign to you. And then you'll see other people who are living in debt, whether that be financial debt or relationship debt, right? Like there's some kind of weird dynamic that's going on in their relationships, whether that be in their romantic partnerships or their friendships or their family relationships or whatever the case may be. It's like, oh my God, I'm glad I don't live that person's life. But it's just because you don't have to live that, and they don't have to live that either, but you know that. And that's the freedom that you're able to get in your life. Like you're able to be free at this time in your life. You're able to be free from everything at this time in your life. At any time in your life, whether it be now or the future, you have the choice in this present moment to be free. Allow yourself to be free. Why not? And the more that you're able to be free, the more you're able to serve in many different ways. Serve yourself, serve other people, add again back to the world, and receive and receive and receive and receive as we're meant to be. We're meant to receive as we're meant to give. We're meant to receive as we're meant to give. So see where it is. Maybe you're not receiving as much as you should be right now, or maybe you're not giving as much as you should right now, or maybe you're already in the flow where you are giving and you are receiving, but you just want to intensify that. And that's where the beautiful part comes, where it's like, okay, in order to expand this, to grow this, it's allowing yourself to really choose from a whole heart to do everything in your life from a place of non-expectation, but with a place of knowingness that your purpose here on this world is divinely ordained, and that you will be receiving in direct proportion to what you give out, the value that you add. So add more value. If you want to expand that, if you want to expand what you receive and you want to be able to expand what you give, expand the value that you add, reach more people, give to more people, inspire more people, create things that get people to really feel uplifted and empowered. And then as a result of them feeling good about their lives and about their situations and having them actually apply maybe some of the things that you were able to help them out with, and their lives getting better, then that energy will come back to you. And then you'll have more to give and to draw from, and then to receive as well. And then just expand the value from there. Continue to add value, continue to add value, continue to add value, knowing that God's going to provide you in abundant ways, and you're going to be able to push this energy back out so the more people can get helped and be helped. There's no flow to the amount of love that we can experience and love we can give. There is no limitation to the amount of money we can receive and money we can give. There's no amount of limitation to the love we can receive and the love we can give. Yes, so this is what's very powerful for you right now. You're working with this concept of the unlimitedness of what everything is. There is no limit. There is no lack. There is no scarcity. And all of these beliefs, all these things that come up throughout the day that are of limitation, of scarcity, of lack. These things are they're weeds. Pluck those weeds from your garden. Be like, bitch, like I ain't, why would I want to believe this? And pluck that stuff from your garden and, throw it out as many times as you need to throw it out because your garden is like meant to be impeccable. It's meant to be impeccable, or it can be impeccable if you choose it to be impeccable. If you have the choice to do that, you have the choice to do that. So forgive in whatever way that is. Forgive yourself for the things you've done to harm others. Forgive yourself for the things you've done to harm yourself. Forgive others for the things they've done that may have harmed you. But just forgive and let that go. Like, let that go. That's, again, the past version of yourself that no longer is who you are today, because your energy, the amount of energy you have every day right now, it's like you have this amount of energy right now every single day, and we're going to use it to really get you to grow, to accelerate, to live a wealthy lifestyle, a prosperous lifestyle. And a wealthy, prosperous lifestyle doesn't have anything from the past, doesn't have any old hurts, old pains, old resentments, shames, guilt, all that stuff. Because you're so focused on being able to be present in this moment and give back to the world and receive from God and give through you to everyone else, and just being in the flow of that. Do the work that you need to do. Of course, like, still show up to your job, still show up to the work that you currently have, and then also show up in a new way, though, as you begin to learn these. Yeah, as you begin to practice this, you're going to show up in life in a different way too. You're going to show up for people in a different way as well. You'll be called to leave certain places, certain jobs, certain people, certain habits, certain behaviors, and then you'll be called to replace that with more suitable experiences, people, circumstances in your life. And it's going to be a blessing because it's meant to happen. So if you feel like things are falling away in your life right now, because you're looking for like better, then that's why they're falling away in your life right now, because you're looking for better, and that stuff isn't better, isn't a part of the better. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's some things, some people, certain habits that aren't meant to be in your life. Don't be attached to that stuff. Trust me, there's better stuff on the other side. There's so much better stuff on the other side. You gotta let that stuff go. Let it go. There's so much more good things coming to you. So much more powerful things coming to you. So much more powerful things coming to you. And it will continue to be shown to you. It will continue to be received by you. And then as you receive it, you're like, oh my God, if I would have known, well, yeah, now that you know, you can really help yourself by continuing this practice. And then also being that energetic frequency, vibration with the people around you as well. Give prosperously. And allow yourself to be resonant in this frequency of someone who is free, debt-free, free from guilt and shame and anger and resentment and frustration and sadness and sorrow and all of that stuff. You don't need to live that stuff. We can choose. We have the power to choose. We can choose our day-to-day, minute-to-minute emotions. Our emotions don't control us. We control our emotions. You can control your emotions. You have the power to control your emotions. If other people believe they can't control their emotions, or they're a creature of their circumstances, that's fine. But you don't have to live their reality. That's their reality. You get to live your own reality. You get to choose your choices. You get to choose your emotions. You get to choose your thoughts. You get to choose your beliefs. So go through the process if you need to, or as you need to, and let go of beliefs that don't serve you. Let go of emotions that don't serve you. Let go of things that don't serve you. In whatever time frame feels comfortable for you. You can do it, within a matter of days, weeks, months, sooner. It doesn't have to be this long, lengthy process. But as you become a better person and actually add good into the world, and you do good deeds, and you are contributive, you'll see too that you're more able to receive in greater abundance, in greater proportion. Like, you add more value to the world, you're going to get more in return. And it's going to be a beautiful experience. Treat people with kindness. Treat people with kindness. Treat people with kindness. And if you can't treat certain people with kindness yet, just don't interact with them, okay? Just don't interact with them. We'll deal with that later, right? Treat people with kindness and love and generosity. There's no limitations in this world other than the ones that we create for ourselves. We can receive as much as we want to receive. and we deserve to receive as much as we want to receive, as long as our actions match up with that deservability, right? We have to have the actions that match up our deservingness, right? So you are someone who has the capacity to become a very deserving person of deserving so many different beautiful experiences. If you've already experienced so many beautiful things in your life, it's just a continuance of that. It's just an intensity and an intensifying of that. It is just a new plateau, like a new level above that. There's no need for us to cap ourselves off. And as a matter of fact, if we don't cap ourselves off, we're able to receive more, and we're able to give more, and we're able to be more contributive to the world. We add more value to the world. If you can receive more, then you can give more. And if you have the ability to do that, and you tap into that frequency, and you keep on raising that, and you keep receiving more, then it's almost like a sense of why not? If you're going to be able to help out more people, make the world an even better place in whatever way, in whatever capacity that you can, do that. Do that fluidly, abundantly, prosperously. So that's what's coming in right now. And that's the message that it's the message that's coming in right now. So that's all I have for today. There's so much more that wants to come in, but it says like within time, young one, right? Because even for me, like there's things that like I want to get to certain places right now. I'm like, I want it now. But God's like, look, chill, relax. Let's work with this first. Let's master this first. And then, more will be revealed. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll chill. So that's the energy right now. Work with that. Be of value. Add more value. Add more value. Add more value to the world. Add more value to the world. Forgive the past people, past situations. Forgive yourself for the things you may have done to other people or you've done to yourself. And allow yourself to free yourself from any kind of old nonsense that you really don't want to have in your life. If it doesn't feel good, then don't feel it. You don't have to fucking feel it. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to choose to feel it. And as you get better at realizing that and working at that, at choosing the thoughts that you do want to feel, it'll be easier and easier and easier and easier for you. But as if it's a skill set that you haven't practiced yet, or you're still new at practicing, or if something that you've already practiced before and you know that it works, and maybe you just need a reminder, a refresher, just understand that it's like once you've learned it, you can tap right back into it so much more fluidly, so much more quickly. And you understand like, oh yeah, that's true. Like I am meant to be provided for, and I am meant to be someone who is generous and giving and loving and affectionate. I'm someone who deserves to feel happiness and fulfillment and prosperity and peace and excitement and validation and worthiness and deservingness and all that beautiful stuff. Influence. There's so much influence that's coming in. Influence that you're going to be influenced by people who have an energy that is very admirable to you, that you will be able to help yourself become and embody. And then also an energy of influence within yourself that you'll be able to help out other individuals too who are looking and seeking this. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. I love you so much. Like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you here in the next one.